section, we are team number 2. We are Karen Durazo, Maria Jose Lopez, Angel Peña, and Andrea Yocupizo. Today we're presenting the MAC, which is the Manual Handling Assessment.
No veo que se cambie esa. The Manual Handling Assessment Charts, that is the MAC, is a tool aimed at employers, health and safety managers, and safety representatives, and is used by health and safety inspectors. Next, please. So this tool will help you assess the most common risk factors in lifting and lowering, carrying, and team handling operation, and was developed to identify high-risk manual handling, and it also will point you towards the factors you need to modify to control the risk. So there are a lot of risks. So manual handling injuries can have serious implications for the employer and the person who has been injured. They can occur almost anywhere in the workplace, and heavy manual labor, awkward postures, repetitive movements of arms, legs, and back, or previous existing injury can increase the risk. Injuries related to manual handling and activities are sometimes called musculoskeletal disorders. These include injuries to joints and other issues in the upper and lower limbs or back.
All right, so as Maria just said, there are many risks that can perform in the manufacture, but well, we know that risks can be found in all sectors: healthcare, agriculture, manufacturing, and construction. And in this case, what it helps the MAC is to measure the high risk industries due to the number and nature of the manual handling activities. And just as a fact, they account for more, this type of high risk account for more than the third of all new and long-standing cases of work-related in ill health. So to find out more about this, we can visit muscles and bones on the joint section. But this, as we can see, it's a really high percentage because it's more than a third for all the risks. So next one, please. Before starting to see how we can apply the MAC, this is a tool that it needs to have a fully understanding for the person that it will implement it, because it's a task that requires have collected all relevant technical information needed to make an informed judgment using this tool. So first, we're gonna tell you the steps of FORMAC. First, we need to identify the risk. We need to identify like how intense it will be the risk. So after this, we need to consult it in the following charts that we're gonna show you. After this, we need to observe how the risk will be developed. Then select the type of risk it is. After this, follow the assessment applied by MAC. Enter this risk and observation in the chart, assess it, and this way we can prioritize so we can further in future eliminate it.
So on recap, basically the purpose of the assessment is to identify and then reduce the overall level of risk of the task. Also, you need to put the measures in place to control the risk that you have identified. Also, look at the HSE website for possible control measures related to the factors assessed by the MAC. Next one, please. So how to complete a MAC assessment? The first one, we have the first color, that is the green, that this means low level of risk. Well, basically this says that although the risk is low, consider the exposure levels for vulnerable group, such as pregnant women, disabled, recently injured, young or inexperienced workers. Then we have the yellow one that says, or amber, that this says that is medium level of risk. That this says that examine test closely. Then we have the red one that is That means high level of risk and also prompt action need. This may expose a significant proportion of the working population to risk of injury. And the last one that we have is the purple, that says there is an unacceptable level of risk. Such operations may represent a serious risk of injury and must be improved. And like we can see here, we have a table, a chart that we can see some examples of the activities that have that color. For example, the first one say that load weight means a purple one, and the second one, like hand distance, means a red one. So we can see different examples.
Do I need to do a MAC or a full risk assessment? Using the MAC will help you to identify high-risk manual handling activities within the workplace. However, the MAC is not appropriate for all manual handling operations and may not comprise a full risk assessment. Therefore, it is unlikely to be acceptable if relied upon alone. To be suitable and sufficient, a risk assessment will normally need to take account of additional information, such as individual capabilities, and should conform to the requirements in the MHOR. The MHOR is the Manual Handling Operations Regulations from 1992 as amended, which apply to work which involves lifting, lowering, pushing, pulling, or carrying. And we are going to show you an example in a YouTube example.
It's not showing in the screen.
Eh?
It's not showing in the screen. Now we can see it.
These are just some example of how we can use this method. And as you can see, it's really helpful for example, as this procedure where people were standing in ground positions, and will further assess their movements to have a more efficient and more ergonomic posture. So that's it for us, and thank you for joining us.